viewers, all our dear subscribers. Welcome to yet another lesson, English with Alan and Norbert. Subscribe, tell a friend to subscribe such that you can get the best right on your YouTube channel. Today we are looking at exclamatory statements. Exclamatory statements. These can be used in daily life. We use them when we want to express strong feelings, like feelings of surprise. So you have had something surprising and you would like to express yourself with such a surprise. So let's take a look and we see how to do it. Like I said, we are looking at exclamatory statements. First, we need to look at what an exclamative statement is. We have an exclamative clause as the sentence that expresses strong emotions of surprise, strong emotions of anger, or. But in this particular case, we are going to look at those that express the strong emotions of surprise. The sentence begins with an exclamatory pronoun, and in this case, it is either what or how, and it ends with an exclamation mark, or what we call an exclamation point. An exclamation mark is made in this particular way. So, in this particular lesson, we are going to look at using what dash dash, what dash dash. What, in this particular case, will be used to introduce our exclamatory sentences. And when we use what in exclamatory sentences, we use or we follow this particular structure pattern. So our sentence must appear in this particular structure pattern. We begin with what. What is followed by an article, and that is either article a or article an, depending on the adjective which has been given to you. Given an adjective which has a vowel sound, you use article an. Given an adjective that has a consonant sound, you use article a. Of course, like I said, this article will be followed by an adjective, and an adjective will be followed by a common noun, depending on the sentence given to you, and then the common noun is followed by the subject. The subject in this particular case, we are talking about what the sentence talks about, or what the sentence is about. That is the subject. The subject will be followed by a verb. It can be a main verb or a helping verb, depending on what has been given in the sentence. And finally, we put an exclamation mark. We should remember that we do not use any article after what when we are given a plural common noun. When we are given a plural common noun, we don't use any article. This article or one of these two articles will be used whenever we are given a singular countable noun. So, let's look at examples. 1. Amanda is a very beautiful lady. Amanda is a very beautiful lady. What in this particular case means the same as very. What and very are used as adverbs of degree. Both words are used to show extremity. So, very and what can never be used in the same sentence when we are talking about exclamatory sentences. Because very and what in this particular sentence show extremity. So, very will be dropped because we have to use what, which has the same meaning as very in this particular case. Then, following the structure pattern, we are going to begin with what? We put an article. This article, like I said, is determined by the adjective. According to the sentence, the adjective is beautiful. And the fact that this word beautiful has a consonant sound, we put article a. Then, the adjective is followed by a common noun, and the common noun is lady. Then, the common noun is followed by the subject. The subject in this particular case, what the sentence is talking about is Amanda. Then we put the verb, and in this particular case, we have been given a helping verb is. So that's why we come up with the answer as what a beautiful lady Amanda is. What a beautiful lady Amanda is. That is our answer in this particular case. Example 2. Andy wrote a very interesting letter. Andy wrote a very interesting letter. We need to change this sentence from declarative to exclamatory. So, what do we have to do? We shall begin with what? What will be followed by an article. The article is followed by the adjective. The adjective is followed by the common noun. The common noun is followed by the subject in the sentence. The subject will be followed by the verb. And automatically we put an exclamation mark at the end. So what do? We shall begin with what? What will be followed by an article. And in this particular case, we have this adjective interesting, which begins with a vowel sound. We shall put article an. Then that article is followed by interesting, which is the adjective. Then the adjective is followed by a common noun, and the common noun in this particular case is letter. Then the common noun is followed by the subject, it is and then and will be followed by the verb, and the verb in this particular sentence is wrote. Then we put an exclamation mark at the end. So finally our answer becomes, what an interesting letter Andy wrote. What an interesting letter Andy wrote. What an interesting letter Andy wrote. You make sure that you punctuate the sentence correctly. At the end of the sentence, we have an exclamation mark. Number 3, my aunt is a very honest woman. My aunt is a very honest woman. So, using what or changing the sentence into an exclamatory one, we shall begin with what. What is followed by an article. And this adjective, honest, begins with a vowel sound. So we put article an before the use of this particular adjective. After the adjective, we put a common noun, which is woman. After the common noun, we put the subject, which is my aunt, and we end with a verb in this particular sentence. So our answer becomes, what an honest woman my aunt is. What an honest woman my aunt is. Note that the article used depends on the pronunciation of the word, how the word is said out. Some words begin with vowel letters but have consonant sounds. Some words begin with consonant letters but have vowel sounds. So you need to look up the word in the dictionary, and then you know how it is pronounced before you use a particular article. Number 4, this example number 4, we are given a plural common noun. So we said that when we are given a plural common noun, we have to make sure that we don't use any article. We don't use any article in this particular case, because articles are and an are only used with singular countable nouns. So the fact that we are given a plural subject, we shall not use any article. These dancers were very skillful. So using what, the article will be dropped, so meaning that what will be followed by the adjective, and the adjective is skillful. So we shall say, what skillful dancers these were. What skillful dancers these were. With an exclamation point or an exclamation mark at the end. And finally, you can try out the following. The meal was very tasty. Digging is a very tiring activity. His classmates are very playful children. So finally, we've come to the end of this lesson. Thank you for being part of this lesson. You can still subscribe to our channel, English with Alan and Norbert. And for inquiries, don't hesitate to call 0758 586554 or 0785 347652. Thank you very much once again. I remain Lucky Norbert, your teacher at English with Alan and Norbert. Thank you very much.